Empowerment Show aims to equip individuals with the necessary tools, knowledge, and confidence to make informed decisions and take control of their lives. It also focuses on ensuring access to essential resources and the opportunities.
Mr. Lee,
Yo, what's up, bro?
how you
I'm
doing?
here. I'm here. I'm good, man. I'm good, good, good.
Okay. Look
Too blessed to
healthy.
be stressed. Thank
Too
you, bro.
blessed. Too blessed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I ain't trying to be nosy or nothing. You got red on the seats in the middle of your car?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I keep it
What
like that, you
kind of
know.
vehicle, yo? If you don't mind me
I got
asking.
right now. I got a 2015 Dodge Charger.
That's what that is right there?
Yeah, SRT.
That's the clean. That's real nice inside to be a 15 though.
Yeah, thanks, man. I try.
Now that's real clean though. That look like a sports vehicle. I
It
thought it
is.
was
It is. It is. It is. It is. It's one of them little muscle trucks and muscle cars and
okay.
all that.
All right, all right. So
Try.
how you doing today though?
I'm alright, man. I had a rough day today, you know. Just happy I'm off for right now. I'm at the end of the day right now, so
Okay.
just everything copacetic on this side, man.
Winding down.
Winding down,
Mm,
winding down,
okay.
brother.
Okay.
Right now,
So
I'm in my old neighborhood right now that I grew up in right now. So I'm here hanging out right now, having this good interview with you guys, and
okay.
we're just kicking back, chilling.
Okay. Okay. So tell us who you are, where you from,
Yeah.
and break us down. You know, break
All
it
right.
down for
Well,
us.
yo, my name is Malik. I'm
Okay.
from New York City,
Okay.
Brooklyn. Raised in Manhattan, though. Um, that's it. That's me.
Okay.
NYC.
Okay. And how old are you, Malik?
I'm 40.
Okay. And now the reason for this interview, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because the whole world watching right now, right,
Yeah.
is to give empowerment from our past to our present, so they can understand what not to do and what's okay to do. Because our age is a little bit different. Back then, growing up, we could have got away with more stuff, but now you can't get away with anything. So, what if you can break this down to me so the world can hear you say your side, your option, your opinion, if you don't mind, brother?
Basically, I would say for me, if I had to give my intake on how to conquer as a black man to another black man, I would say you just gotta just be yourself, work hard, and just stay out the way, man. Just stay out the way. That's it. Don't do nothing that you don't want nothing to be done to you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't hang around nobody that's gonna be snitching or on a backstabbing shit.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
doggy dog world out here, man.
you right.
Everybody's on some. It's the doggy dog world, I ain't trying to use profanity. I apologize. He said don't
Nah,
do
you
that.
go okay, man.
But
It's the Gifted
basically,
Gorilla Show.
I would say go for yours. You know what I mean? Don't waste no time. Believe in yourself and like don't give up on what you want and don't let no one tell you that what you can and what you can't do. Straight up.
That's good. You know why? Because now I want you to break down how you grew up. What was it like for
Oh,
you? What was some of your food that did you grow up poor? Did you grow up wealthy, rich?
yo,
How was your
yo,
teenager years? If
yo,
you ever
I
went
ain't
to
gonna
jail,
lie.
break it down.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I was rich. Nah, I'm lying. I'm lying. Let me stop playing around. Yo, I wasn't rich. I'm rich at heart. I'm rich
Yes.
at heart. But
Spirit. Yes.
but I was raised like I was raised. My mother was a single parent. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And my mom's from Brooklyn, New York. I don't know if anybody know how Brooklyn is. This is a very tough borough out of New York City. It's very, very, very tough. And my mom, she moved out of Manhattan in this area alone without my father. You know what I mean? Just holding down me and two other boys at a young age for herself. And I just watched my mom just go to work over the years to put food on the table for us. And actually, I had to grow up. I had to grow up fast coming up, just to being the oldest and being the man of the house.
Okay.
So like a lot of times, like I'm 40 right now, so like around my 20s, when people was out there clubbing and partying, I wasn't doing all that. You know what I mean? I was mostly the guy that was out there trying to work, and I was doing things that I'm not proud of, but I was doing what I had to do to be a young man. And like basically, like I always respect my moms, and I'm not gonna slam on my dad, because my dad, he was just like a go-getter. He was like a OG guy that, just always chasing money, going to state, and he did try to come in my life when I was a young adult, so I always respect him for that. But coming up, it sound like something that you hear every day, but my life is real. Like, my mom's raised me coming up, and at one point, I had to go live with him because she couldn't teach me how to be a man. You know what I mean? She couldn't teach me that, and I had to go down south to South Carolina. I grew up out there in Beaufort, and I also went to school out in Atlanta. So I've been around. I've been around, and now
Yeah,
I'm back in New York. I got a son. He's 14, and I'm just laid back, chilling, happy that I'm part of his life.
that's good, man. I like that. That's a it's a happy ending, like a happy
It,
beginning. It's you doing what you
it's
want to do, right?
it seems like it. It
So
seems
you just
almost
it's
like it.
your dream
It seems
coming
like
true,
it. It
man.
got
We
it
could
got
just
it
be
got it. It got it ups and downs. Life is like a movie, though. Like it's
yes,
a movie. You can ask anything you want to ask. I would tell you
yeah,
it would be a hundred
okay,
percent true what I say. It's
okay.
I just won't say nothing that would probably have FBI or somebody knocking on my door.
Nah,
But like,
nah, the FBI ain't gonna come. Hey, listen, we small birds compared to the FBI and U.S. Marshals. We ain't doing nothing,
all
dog.
right, no
We
doubt.
just content creators. That's all we
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So,
I had a decent
yeah,
life though coming up out here though, bro. Like, I tell you that much. Like, I've been around a lot of good folks out here coming
yeah,
up in Manhattan. Manhattan is very known for, they say it's flashy, but a lot of folks out here like to hustle and get money and everything, and that's the type of life I pretty much been around. Like, I've been around the go getters, you know what I mean, the people that's want to get to the
get to the
business,
bag.
get to the bag, and I've been around that so much where it just like it's just me now. That's just me. Yeah, I feel like if I be anywhere on this earth, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's just my spirit. I'm gonna try to get to it. You know what I mean? And like, I have a lot of good friends and good support behind me. That's into a lot of things, into music and all other stuff. And I'm happy I got the people around me that's in that lifestyle.
Yeah. Did you ever been to jail or prison or incarcerated for
Yeah,
crimes growing up
I,
that you
I've been.
regretted?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been locked up. Uh, I've been locked up. I can say what I've been locked up for.
yeah, you can say, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah,
I got locked up because it's not a big thing, but like I got locked up for like stuff like my first charge when I was like probably 18. I used to be wilding out here. I used to be doing my little graffiti stuff, cause that was big back in my time coming up. Everybody used to be, drawing on the
spray
walls and all that
painting,
stuff. Yeah. So, where I live at right now, I don't know if you can see cause it's raining where I'm at in New York. I'm in the projects, and my
yeah,
projects that I'm in right now, we got cameras now. So my projects was like the first projects in New York City, and all five boroughs. That's Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island. My projects alone in Manhattan, where I'm at right now, was the first projects to ever have them cameras. You know what I
yeah,
mean? My neighborhood is very notorious in certain things, which I'm not gonna glorify, but
yeah,
they had to shut it down. And then it was also the first neighborhood that got justified, also with people coming in and trying to change things. So we had the cameras, and then we I was for the era where I was running around before we had them cameras. So when them cameras is put up on in our buildings in a raiding our privacy or whatnot in our elevators and our lobbies and all that extra stuff. Me coming up as a young kid, I was bad as hell, and I'm raising hell. I'm like, yeah, let me take my little spray paint, spray them up, see if they really work. Next thing you know, I'm over there sitting down eating dinner with my moms, and detectives knocking at my door. They like, yo, we got you blase blah on camera, That's crazy because I see my mom's too outside. I'm in my car, but
right
I see.
now?
But yeah, I ain't gonna bother her though. I'm gonna let her be. I just see her right now with some of her friends. But anyway,
Yeah,
long story short, they took me down to the holding cell. That's when everything first started off for me. And when I went to the holding cell, I took it as I ain't take it too serious. I was like, damn, I'm really, people watching me come out the building with police. Like I look cool. I feel like I was cool with it. You know what I mean? I feel like I
yeah.
was cool. But then I noticed it's like for some reason I don't know how I'm very superstitious. So it's like I feel like once you get arrested or even a ticket or anything, you bound to have that happen again to you if you don't play it right. And I don't know. It's like I started getting into different different small mischief after that. You know what I mean? And I was like, at some point, you get wiser and be like, I gotta stop moving how I'm moving if things ain't working out. And I'm putting my mom's through stress, and she's like I said was a single parent holding her down at her stage of her life. So I had
Yeah.
to slow down. But yeah, that was the first time I was mad young. Then the second time I was out here selling. I was selling some stuff out here in the streets and everything. I used to be hugging the block crazy with my friends and everything. We had things clicking out here on a different level. And I'm not gonna brag about that, but if you can imagine what I'm saying, it was really serious out here. Like I'm looking like I'm doing pretty well, but I was doing all right. You know what I mean for a young guy.
Yeah.
And we was hanging out with around a lot of rappers. I was in that kind of lifestyle, hanging out with rappers coming
Like
up.
who though?
I was around people like Jim Jones. I don't know if you
Yeah.
heard of him.
Yeah, of
Harlem God,
course.
Dipset. I was around people like Pat Poose, another dude from Brooklyn. Um, I've met the guy Nas from Queens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I was a young dude.
Yeah.
I met the other guy.
Hold on. You was a young dude. You met Nas. Stop right there. We're gonna go on break real quick, okay? We're gonna
I
come
no
right
doubt,
back.
no doubt.
Hello, I'm Chantel Davis from Willie Mae's Place and Legacy Vines Winery, located in Gilbert, Pennsylvania. We're the only restaurant and winery experience where we pair delicious homemade scratch kitchen Southern comfort food with delicious homemade wine. All of our tastings will include some type of food and wine portion pairing, so definitely check us out. You can visit us at williemaysplace.com, legacyvineswinery.com, and also follow us on our socials, Willie Mae's Place Restaurant. Hope to see you soon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I see you
The
got that
Arizona.
bad. I see you got the
They all right,
bad.
yo.
Yeah, so
So
like,
yeah.
go ahead.
No,
No, go
you
ahead.
met Nas. Keep going.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I met these guys when I was a young age. But see, I was like I said, I was one of them kids. I ain't gonna lie, you got me thinking about a lot right now. Like my
Yeah.
mom would be like, "Yo, you gotta hang out in the park." I'm all the way in another borough on the train, going to different people's neighborhoods. We went to some neighborhood. We went to my. I remember I hanged out because I used to hang out with a lot of older people, a lot of older guys. You know what I mean? A lot of older kids and stuff like that. I was like the youngest of the bunch. And then one of my boys, he into music, so he used to be big on the hip hop. He used to follow it everywhere, at every little event that was going on in New York City back in like the early 2000s and stuff like that. Cause that's when I came back to the city from
Yeah.
Atlanta. And I cleansed on to my man's who just came back from Florida, but he was running around out here. So he was already in the loop. He was just putting me in the loop. So I'm coming out here, and then he like, yo, we out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's do our thing. And I'm just like, I'm finding myself in all these people neighborhoods around people who's really you could see these people on TV, and I never had no bad encounter with these guys. Like I tell you, like I met Nas, right? Nas is a cool guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I'm not his peers. I'm not his peer because he's an older dude, you know what I mean? He's OG to me. But when I met him, he he couldn't ignore me. You know what I mean? He couldn't ignore me and my entourage and people I was with. And he was like, yo, like I like you young guys. Y'all cool. He tried to give us the good words of a big brother advice, like, yo, chase after your dreams, don't let nothing hold you down. Stuff like that. I always got that kind of vibe when I ran across these icons that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always got a good feedback for these cats. I never had nobody like look down at us like, oh, these hooligans and try to disrespect us. Like it was always an inspiration to make me feel like I should go harder in my personal life or whatever I'm going through. just to try to get wherever I need to be today. Where well, I'm not where they at, but just to stay in the loop.
So
Yeah,
that's an interesting story, man.
I got tons of stories, man. I got tons of stories.
Um, so did you ever been to jail, prison?
I've been locked up, but I never been. I won't lie to you. I never been like sentenced to a long-term prison bid.
Okay, well, tell me where you went to jail at and where you was at and all what happened
Okay.
in the environment.
All right, boom. So I had some warrants, and I got caught with some work on me. I
Okay,
won't say the substance, but I got caught with some substance on me, right? And then like, I thought I was gonna be locked up for like 24 hours in a holding cell, but for 24 hours wound up turning to 5 days. So after like the 24th hour, they was like, "Yo, you're not coming home. You're gonna see a judge." And these are the options that they gave me at the time, and they was like, either you're gonna go to the island, because in New York we got something called Rikers Island, where it's like it's out there. I think it's out there in Queens. It's like it's very notorious. Like anybody who seeing this interview, if they know New York, they know what I'm about to say. It's a jail called Rikers Island. It's like what I mean. Basically, it's a penitentiary that's
okay,
crazy out. It's crazy as shit. And then they got another, and I didn't even know about this one, but this is where they sent me at. Um, it's another one called the Boat,
okay.
and that's where they had me at. They had me there for almost like 4 or 5 days straight. So it was rough. I was there more than 75 hours. That shit was rough. And I ain't gonna hold you. You got some cats that's like, damn, that's it. I did 15 years, nigga. That shit ain't nothing. Bro, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. For a brother like me who like his freedom, I like to be around the women. I like to get money. I like to go eat good food. I like to wear nice clothes. That
Yeah,
shit, that was the longest that I ever had to have somebody telling me when I could do something, and I don't even know what time of the day it is.
that's crazy too, right?
Yeah. So
It's
that woke me
mind
up.
opening.
Yeah, it woke me up, big bro. And I'm like, yo, you know what? When I got out of this, I was like, yo, I can't I can't do this again, bro. Like
Damn.
I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I gotta visit this stuff again, bro.
So
I'm
you
not
said it's
doing it.
called the. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's called the boat.
Yeah, you will have to Google it. And if
I'm gonna Google it.
anybody listening to what I'm saying, and if you think I'm BSing, you can go on your phone right now on Google and type in NYC the boat. I think they shut it down though because there was um a lot of stuff going on that thing. But at the time that I'm talking about it, it
Yeah,
was it was effect. It was in effect. This ain't. I'm not talking about a year ago or something. This is years ago. You know what I mean? I've been trying to just keep a low radar for a couple years now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, um, the time I'm talking about, yeah, it was called the Boat. It was right there. I thought it was right there in Queens, but it could have been like in the Bronx area, in the harbor though. You know what I mean? It
hmm
could have been like that. I don't know exactly the location where I was at on that joint, but I know the experience that I had when I was on it. It was like when I'm on it, you could actually feel. It's like a whole bunch of cargoes that they turn into a prison, and
yeah,
you could feel the whole thing rocking back and forth, like you know
crazy.
what I mean, like you just like, like it's not a pleasant thing, and they only would send you there
Said it's
if they
not
only send you
pleasant.
there if the population is like very if, if,
That's
if the population is
crazy.
overly
The boat.
populated. So the
The boat,
island was
yo.
probably too packed for me to go to, so I
Yeah,
couldn't go there, and that's why they sent me there to a place called the Boat. But
it's
I
exciting to
didn't,
hear about.
huh?
That's exciting.
I won't say it's exciting to me, cause I was scared. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care how people look at it. Like I ain't no
You being
killer like
real.
that, bro. I'm just
You
being
being
honest.
real, G.
When they said a boat, bro, I thought slavery, bro. I'm
Or
like,
I would have probably
hell
thought
no.
too.
I I'd rather
That's
go to the island
crazy.
because at least I heard of the island. You feel me? Like I don't even want to go to the island. But if I like the boat,
That's
bro.
crazy. That's crazy.
Everybody like I grew up like I said my family, especially my mom's side. I hope none of them hearing this. If they, I don't know who's listening because they all around the country. They not too fond of some good role models. The niggas be in
Yeah.
and out of jail and all that shit. So it's like in my life, I'm just looking at it like, damn, son, like I never heard of the boat. So I'm just gonna be a number and I'm gonna be on the boat. Ain't there no telling what's gonna happen to me on that thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
ain't
Like,
no telling, yo.
yeah, I didn't know that you're gonna stay on one spot in the boat. Like I mean, you get imported from somewhere, but you're gonna be in that one in particular location for a
Did
minute
it feel
until you
like
see a judge.
did it
Until
feel
you see
like
a judge.
slavery?
I feel like prison alone is
It
is a slave
it
movement.
is.
Yeah, so yeah, of course. And my mind is always opened up my third eye. So of course, yeah, it definitely is a slave movement. You know what I mean? They don't. I wasn't in it that long for me to have to go through like no labor work, but just like I said, for me to be locked away and ain't able to see things that I need to see on a regular basis and be myself. It was not pleasant for me, honestly. Actually, it was more of an eye opener of what I'm doing in these streets, especially knowing that I got caught up. I didn't even get caught up with nothing too crazy. I got caught up with something small, but I had warrants and I used to go to court and not go to court. So all that stuff caught up to me when I did ran into a police contact. Everything caught up to me. They was like, "Yo, you got warrants. You ain't coming home. You gotta do your time." And I'm like, "What?" I'm thinking I'm coming home. Like, bro, I got locked up on a Friday. Ain't come home till like the next Monday or something like
That's
that. Like,
crazy.
yeah, I was stressed. And then we have to eat the nastiest food, hard bread, peanut butter. It's tough out here in New York with that stuff.
So
I'm sure it is like that everywhere, but New
so
York
basically
prison is
it's not a
nasty.
it's not a good memory.
It's not a
It's a
good memory
lesson
at all.
learned.
It's a lesson learned, but I won't never forget it.
There you go. And
Uh,
you don't advise kids to get in trouble to go there or go to anything
not at all.
assimilated to that, right?
Not at all.
Okay, what you
That's the
give the
worst.
kids?
Yo, to the kids,
Yep, what
I feel like right
advice?
now, I feel like
Yep.
the kids right now need to leave that drill music alone. They need to leave hip hop alone. I ain't gonna lie to you. They need to really kids need to buckle down, and listen to their parents more, and
One
stop
second.
giving their parents a hard time.
Last break. As soon as we come back,
Yeah,
stop giving the kids stop giving the parents hard breaks. Hold on. We're gonna
word.
go on break. Go ahead. Okay. So
Yeah.
go ahead. What was you saying now?
Yeah, I just feel like kids just need a more positive role model nowadays. They need to stop giving their parents a hard time. They need to listen to their parents more because at the end of the day, we don't realize that now that I'm a kid, a parent, I start seeing that things that my parents used to tell me that I used to be a knucklehead and I used to be like, yeah. I just want to stop our funds, but they know what our parents know what they talking about overall. You know what I mean? Even if it's not what you want to hear, it's for the best of your future. And a lot of kids battle their parents for that kind of stuff, and that's what makes them be in bad situations where they're gonna regret. It's consequences out here, It's
Okay, can I ask you
consequences.
a question? What if some parents not right for their kids though, and they go against them and they got some type of hatred? Then what if that kid know this and then start betraying? What's tell me, break it down.
Wow, that's deep.
What should it do then?
I see that a lot, especially where I'm at. Um, that's tough to say what to do because a kid only could do so much. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
you gotta. It also goes on the knowledge that the kid have for the best of themselves because some kids don't even know what's good for themselves without their parents. So it's like in that situation, it's tough to speak on because you know, the house, it all start, everything start off in the household, and if the parents ain't right, then it's really hard for a kid to be right. You got some kids out here that really do be making it in them situations.
Yeah.
Luckily, I wasn't really that much in that situation, but if I did have to give advice, I would just say, like, just try to look for, you eventually going to see things as you coming up in this world, and if you see someone living in the life that you want, maybe you should just start reaching out to them and start seeing how you could do the things that they doing, so it could work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
I really can't. That's a deep one you hit me with.
it was right.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm
I can't
still
really.
it's still dwelling on me right now as we talk. Like
Yeah, because
so,
I can't
because
really recommend too much on that one. That's like, I can't tell the kid to run away from home.
yeah, but
Yeah,
oh man, there's so many roles that can happen from that child just from parent abuse or parent misjudgment or parent, anything to do with,
That
negativity to
just
make
being just being dysfunction and stuff. I know exactly what you're
yes,
saying.
dysfunctional parent, man, because you got them.
Yeah, of
You got
course.
parents that be like that, man.
Yeah. So
It
like,
costs some kids go to prison because of this, right?
yeah, yeah, because they got like poor guidance at home, and they don't have enough good guidance around them, and it's like it's sad to say, but it's like it's not really their fault. It's the people that brought them in this world.
Yeah, it's not really their fault.
It's really not. It's really not. You
Why
can't
you say
expect to
that
be.
though?
You can't expect to be all that, and then your mom's is or your pops is out there. You know, your pops is sleeping with different whores. I mean, different women, and your mom's is out there. Doing drugs and stuff like that. That's all you seeing. So you're not really seeing nothing that's really a good vibe for you to really, a good image for you to really prosper in life. If that's all you seeing at home, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Or your mom's is always in the club on the weekends. How can you not getting that kind of love in the house? You gonna go outside and look for it somewhere else.
yeah. So when are you available again?
Oh, I mean, yo, this is cool. Every Sunday, Sundays like this is cool.
Yeah,
I'll
you
be on
sure?
the laid back. Yeah, on the weekends it's cool
Perfect.
like this, man.
Okay. And we'll get into more depth. We'll, take it further as time go. I right now it's just the introduction because nobody on, on this page or YouTube or wherever the platform is, nobody's seen you before.
Right.
So now they getting your insight on how you think about life and your options and your opinions and your goals and what you expect from the kids and how to do things. So we want a positive outlook. And we
Word.
got 2 minutes left. So what should we're gonna say what should you lead the kids to have a better future for success with money, financially, and health? What would you give
Oh,
them today to do it to make it happen later in the future? What's
I would say read anything you can get your hands on. Read, try to put knowledge in your brain. Um, try to do as much research as possible on like credit, fixing your, building credit, um, investments. You know what I mean? Know your history. Especially if you African American in this country, know where your people came from. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, stay in school, try to, pimp the system, because this is basically what we need to do to be better as people. We need to pimp the system. We need to get that education and lock it down. That way we can have our way when we step into this world. Um, just study hard, man, and don't think that there's nothing that you can't do. This is for the youth. Like, believe in yourself, because we all believe in you guys. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like, y'all gotta believe in yourselves when it's all said and done. And y'all can't give up on what y'all want, because there's nothing that y'all can't get right now. And that's all I can say.
yeah, that's good, man. I like this
Word,
interview today.
Word,
And I
man.
thank you for coming, Mr. Leak.
Ah,
And we
for
can
sure,
get
man.
and I
If
see
I,
that you're a positive guy. I can tell your
yeah, that's
image,
me.
and I can tell. Just
That's me.
we next time, next Sunday, y'all. Mr. Leak gonna be here. If we have to kick in another show before then, we will do it. Okay, because a lot going on now and a lot of stuff happening. But Mr. Leak will be back. So thank you for the show, Mr. Leak. Tell the people you got to tell them.
Yo, much love for tuning in today, guys. I appreciate the viewers, and I'll be looking forward to coming talking to you guys with more knowledge from me. And you already know, man. It's love is love, man. It's love is love.
Peace.
It's raining out here. I'm out
Yes.
here, and I just want to make time to just chat with my folks around the world. Peace and
Cool,
blessings.
yo. Cool. There you go. So I'll see you next time.
No
Yeah.
doubt, man. You got my
All right.
number.
I got you. The Empowerment Show, the Gifted Gorilla Show.
Word up. Peace, bro.
Peace. Peace.